saw a lady on social media talking passionately about who gets to cook when both husband and wife come back from work and they're both tired and exhausted. And she was so passionate about it. I love the passion at which she was delivering her opinion. But the who gets to cook or not is not even my concern, because that matter has been overflogged. But she got my attention when she mentioned that if you want someone or if you want a woman to cook for you all the time and do all of those chores without you doing anything or inputting anything in the house, then you should go marry a traditional woman. And that was what got me attracted. For a very long time, I've observed that when women talk, even men, when people talk generally, and they want something lesser, they want something non-refined, they refer to the traditional woman. They refer to traditional man. If they want something crude, they refer to the traditional woman like, if you want something cheap, go and marry a traditional woman. And in their eyes, they think that a traditional woman is lesser than the modern woman. Oh my God. We have been so brainwashed. We have been so brainwashed to think that our own tradition is crude. Now, I'm not even going to focus on either modernity is good or all of that. I'm not going to focus on that. I might touch that, but that is not it. But who is the traditional woman? Who is the traditional man? Because we need to educate ourselves on this thing. If not, we'll keep passing this misinformation to generations until the real truth disappears. And then we have this adulterated truth of the traditional woman. That one, the one that will sit at home and that will not work, is a traditional woman. The one that you can order around is a traditional woman. The one that will beg you for money is a traditional woman. Like the one that is unexposed is a traditional woman. You know, that kind of thing. And it's wrong. So let me give you an example. I'm Yoruba, I'm from Ondo State. My maternal grandmother passed in the early 90s. Could you believe that over 30 years after her passing, our children are still making money from our properties? And I'm not saying one or two properties. They're still making money from our properties. In fact, there was a time that they had to sell some properties, and by then they shared the money they made to different, those women, those mothers, then they have like 7, 8 children, but then they shared the money. Each person still got a substantial amount of money. Now, that is a traditional woman. She was a stark illiterate. She could not even write her name. She could not read. She could not speak English or do any of all of those things. Yet, over 3 decades after her passing, our children could still make money, good money in this time and age, could still make money from our properties. She was the first wife to her husband. My grandfather had 2 wives, and then she was the first wife. And she had children, like I said, 7, 8 children thereabouts. And she was a businesswoman, and she was a traditional woman to the core. Even our co-wife, that's my step-grandmother, too, was a businesswoman doing business, selling food and all of that. And these people had properties. Those are traditional women. A traditional woman is not the kind of woman that sits around and lazy around. Most of all these ashoke that is now popular now, those women were the one that made it with their hand. When they are not even modern technology, they make it with their hands. And quality ashoke. We have this expensive ashoke in Ondo. It's in Ondo town. Is it Sonyo? I really cannot mention all the names, but I know that some of these ashoke are so expensive that even if you sell it now, it will buy you gold, it will buy you land. My grandmother has those ashoke. Most people see, probably because a lot of people, when they grew up to know their grandmothers or their grandfathers, they knew them as old people. So you see them as weak people. You did not know how active they were when they were younger. Or probably because you see your parents taking care of them, you just assume that, these people's life were boring. They were once young, they were once active. Now, the fact that what amuses me sometimes is because the fact that we can read, we can write, we can speak borrowed language, speak English through our nose, and wear another person's hair on our head, we just feel that we are better than our mothers. Now, I know that some of the experiences they had in marriage was difficult and tough. That is another topic on its own. But a traditional woman is a very smart woman. These women did businesses without calculators. These women, they will calculate. If you live in areas where you see all these grandmas having shops around, you will buy things from them. They will calculate your change with their head. They did not go to school. They will calculate it with their head. Those women were hard-working women. They were virtuous women. Some of you will be so quick to talk down on your grandmother or on traditional women, and then you'll be quoting Proverbs 31 women, virtuous women. Please, what's the difference? Go and read that Proverbs 31 virtuous women that you see. They were hardworking women. They were not broke women. They were not poor women. They were cooks. They were farmers. They were traders. They were merchants. A lot of them were doing excellently well. But what is the difference between those traditional women and our own modern women is their family is a priority. Whatever trade that they do till afternoon that they know that probably their husband will be home, they are going home to go and cook. Whatever thing that they would do that will disrupt their family balance, they are going to stop it. They know when markets is, they know their market days, that maybe Thursdays, Tuesdays, that they know that, oh, they have to go and sell their wares. They work towards that. Anything outside of that, they stay at home to take care of their children. When does taking care of your children or your family becomes a crime? Now, I understand that times are different. So if you know that times are different, then you should not talk down on a time that you did not live and you did not experience. We should not, because of civilization, talk down on our ancestors, on our mothers or on our fathers. They are the bedrock of our society, of our beliefs. When it's quick for people to attach patriarchy to Africa, but patriarchy is a foreign concept to Africa. I don't know where we get this idea of traditional women are lazy and laid back. The only thing is that they can't speak English, they can't read, they can't write, but they are educated people. Education is not about speaking another person's language. It's not about speaking English. It's not just limited to write. Education is you being able to apply knowledge to solve your own problems, your own daily problems. These women were very smart. If you had the opportunity to, speak to an elderly woman, when I say elderly women in their own dread, all those really, really old women, you'll see that they are so full of wisdom. They are so full of, knowledge. They know so many things. And then you wonder, how come you know all of this? They have retentive memory. Let's talk about herbs. A lot of herbs that people do now were discovered by traditional women. Because in cooking, in farming, they discovered what different herbs can do. And this knowledge were passed from generation to generation. Either you like it or not, people are going back to using herbs now. All these orthodox medicine now is failing people. People are going back to using herbs. All thanks to the traditional women that we just think that, they don't know anything. Because they did not drive cars, because they did not ride on first class, we think that we can just demean them or demean their work. We live through different times, but we should not talk down on people that live through times and seasons that we do not know. Now, I'm not saying that the lady in the video was talking down on, but I've just noticed that it's common among girls that will say, go and meet traditional men. And even a traditional man, I'll just say this briefly. Most people that call themselves traditional men these days do not know what being a traditional man is. A traditional man takes care of his family. The well-being of his wife and his children comes first. So traditional people are hardworking people. They take care of themselves. They go to farm, they go to markets, they do a lot of things. The hunters go to hunt. All of the things that they do is because of family. If you see the women working, it's because of family. If you see the men working, it's because of family. It's because of community. When I do not have, I share with you. Those are our core values. Those are who we are as Africans. Not what we do now. That everybody wants to oppress the next person. Everybody wants to prove that they are doing better than the next person. That is not our African values. That is not our traditional values. Those values are foreign. I don't know where they come from, but they are foreign. So a traditional woman will take care of their family. A traditional man takes care of their family. So now the question now comes down to, are you a kind person? Are you a wicked person? Because the thing is, even in those times, there were still men that were brutal, that treated their wives badly. And there were women too that were promiscuous. And so there were all kinds of human beings. But that traditional title attached to it, or prefix attached to it, means responsibility. They cared. In fact, they not only do it for family, they extend it to neighbors. They extend it to society. Somebody is sick. They are calling Yalagbo in another house to come and take care of that child. Somebody is saying, that's why we in the Yoruba setting, it's easy for people to say, Egbami, that means help me, because you know that somebody will come and help you. Because you know that when people hear Egbami, they say, what is happening? What is it? But these days now, if something bad is happening, we take up our camera and we want to record it before we even think of helping the person. There's an accident and everybody is recording. Nobody cares. And the victims are there asking for help, begging for help. We are on our camera phones. So traditional values are values that should be respected. They are values that we should bring back to our society. They are values that we need to uphold. They are not values that we need to trash. We think that all of this civilization is helping us. It is not helping our society. It's tearing family apart. It's traumatizing children. So it's easy for us to stand there and say, I want freedom. I want freedom. Freedom to do what exactly? Freedom to do what? So the thing is, I'm not attacking any gender specifically. I don't do all of that. My own bone of contention is when we want to refer to traditional women, please let's put some respect on it. When we want to refer to traditional men, let's put some respect on it. Not all these adulterated traditional men and traditional no. I mean the real true ones that would defend their homes. That would say there is danger coming. I am here. Let me defend my home. and women that will not leave their children for any reason whatsoever. So we need to know that traditional values are values that need to be brought back, into our African society, because that is why we are where we are today. We left our values and then we left our values and we got confused. Now the people that we want to be like, they are not even accepting us. So why not let us just go back? Let us go back to who we were. Our original. Let me even go there. But traditional woman is a woman that needs to be respected. She's not a footmat. No, she's not. She's not a footmat. The fact that you see old women who are now weak and frail does not mean that that's how they were. That's how they've always been. They were once young, they were once agile. That's my take.